Welcome to episode 4, Helena King, Quest. This episode, she's sad. She hasn't been seen. And I tell her, baby, I fucking love you. And I'm only here to protect your heart. But I'm going to make sure that no one ever lets you down. Ever again.
Hit a wall. Right now I need a miracle. Hurry up now, I need a miracle. Stranded, reaching out. I call your name but you're not around. I say your name but you're not around. I need ya, I need ya, I need you right now. Yeah, I need you right now. So don't let me down. I think I'm losing my mind now. It's in my head, darling. I hope that you'll be here when I need you the most. So don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't let me down.
You're a fucking blessing, baby. You're everything to me. I'm gonna make this episode 4 Quest from Miss Helena King. I'm gonna break down what has been the process when it comes to this with you and I. Now that more people are listening, in all sincerity, though, envision you were like where you were like in a position where you're like, I need you right now. I need you right now. You know what I mean? And I feel like I'm in the same position that you were in as well at one point, and like we just are these for each other. Like, you know, we literally do this for each other. And to me, that's everything, because I know how much this is obviously tethered to your past and my past, and we've always been in some way, you know, just kind of like disregarded and not accounted for, with such a big heart that we have, and to now be able to have us come together, the true divine connection. But before we go there, I want to tell you that I'm sorry for the delay, because baby, honestly, I don't want to make it too crazy, but clearly I just, my environment that I'm currently in is not working in my favor. You know how you mentioned that you had like this weird experience with your situation? Obviously I'm having mine. And so I'm going to basically be moving, and I've been kind of actively doing that quickly while trying to get my stuff done. And this all happened really abruptly. But I want to tell you that I love you. It has nothing to do with you personally. That's why I've bone trying to do my best to ensure that you know that I'm all good and that you're okay. Why, baby? Because I love you, mama. And she's just a cute, precious baby girl. I see her online all the time, and I'm just like, damn, look at her. She's so beautiful. She's so sexy. She's like fine wine. Just want to give her kisses all over her face. And then, never mind. I got to keep it PG-18. PG-18. Alright, let's get to it. So today's episode, I'm going to break down a couple things. I'm going to do the story of me and Helen, kind of like if it was really happening today, and then also the process of it. And then I have some insight, of course, like always, in my 2 minutes with you, baby. So, enjoy the show. Once upon a time, there was a beautiful girl named Helena King. She was precious to me. She meant the world to me. She and I hadn't crossed paths yet, but I knew one day that we would. My name is Jack, and the way that I discovered this woman was something that I'll never forget. It was 2024, August, and I was just scrolling through my social media, and I came across this beautiful blonde, and all of a sudden I was like, damn, she's cute. But then she started to speak, and I was like, holy shit, is this really happening right now? Sure enough, it was. She was speaking logic. She was speaking reason. She was speaking men. I was like, WTH. What the heck? Because literally, who are you and how? What? Those were my thoughts. But then I realized, wait a minute. As the car drives by bumping music, there's literally something going on about this. It doesn't seem normal. It feels like I've seen her before, or like I know her, but I don't know how. And what was interesting was, at the time, I was like, dude, I want to do a podcast with her so we can be the people that kind of help people understand emotional intelligence. And because she was a woman, obviously me being a man, you get that dichotomy, right? Stand by. But literally, I just kept listening, kept watching her content, and I just kind of fell in love with this girl. It was really, really crazy. But I couldn't be in love with her. I was in a relationship. But I couldn't deny what I was experiencing. At the end, I just said, hey, keep it together. Clearly, if you can reach out later to do a podcast, that'd be fantastic. And so I did, of course. I was like, I'll do that. Stand by. And so I knew at the time that I wanted to pursue. So I shot her a DM, 3 or 4 different profiles, no response. And I ended up seeing there was like this thing that you could call her to talk to her about some, advice, I guess, relationship wise. And so essentially I was like, well, there it is. I'll just call her there. But it was a scam. It wasn't even her. And so I was kind of like in a really fucked up situation. I was like, damn, what am I going to do here? I'm not going to be able to talk to this girl ever. And so I was commenting, obviously, on all her stuff. And at first I was like, is she feeling this? A part of me felt like she was. But then I realized that it was a scam website or a scam profile. I was like, oh, okay, never mind. But then there was another one that acknowledged it. I was like, nah, probably not. And so that's when I said to myself, you know what, I'm going to just do a podcast and get her attention that way. It's the only way that I can do it. And so I needed to put something out there. But before I could even put that episode out there for Valentine's Day, she did a video saying, hey, if you like that girl, go for it. Don't be shy. And I was like, She's like, she might be out of your league, or you may think she's out of your league, but she's not. Like, it was like a really like direct message to me, like almost like, that's interesting because I'm about to reach out. So anyways, I do. But then 3 months goes by and I can't get an episode out. And it's because there's like this weird energy going on around me. It's like trying to delay me, confuse me, almost like derail me. And it made me, I don't know, procrastinate. Didn't want to by any means. But at the end of the day, I finally got it out. And when I did, it was like a super storm that day. It was like really windy, crazy, but I got it out. And then right away, I felt like I got your response, baby. But see, none of this all makes any sense to me in context, you see. Because we haven't crossed paths physically, which makes this whole thing crazy. Because I feel you, and you feel me. And as the story goes on, of course, we continue to do this whole thing. And then one day, I get an email that says, hey Jack, it's me. And then when I get that email, I read it. And basically she says, can you meet me for lunch or dinner at this time, at this place? And I say, sure, but how about this place? It has way better food and more low-key. It's obviously much more suitable for us, so to speak, in a place. She says, sure, sounds good. See you then. So she goes to the restaurant that they're supposed to meet at. She's sitting there waiting patiently. Jack walks up to the window and looks through the glass. He sees her. He goes, oh my God, that's her. She's beautiful. She doesn't see him yet, of course, but as he makes the entrance through the door, she looks and raises her gaze, and she sees him for the first time. And the only thing she can do is smile, and he smiles back. But before she does anything, he points his finger and says, just stay there. And he goes around, and behind the other side, there was a girl there waiting. It was a sister, of course. She hands him some flowers and says, hey, are you Helena King? She's like, don't act like you don't know me, Jack. Of course I know you, love. Come here. And then he gives her a big, giant hug and a kiss, wraps his arms around her back, and says, here, baby, here's your flowers. Even though you don't need them, I know I wanted to give you them, because if not, it would have been right. It would have been not a Jack. And so essentially she smelled the roses and said, wow, Jack, these are fresh. I said, yes, we just cut it from the tree. My sister, that is. She's like, this is no tree. I know, I just want to make sure you're paying attention, he says. She laughs. She's like, oh my God. And he pulls out a chair again for her. Here, sit. Let me sit you down. She says, wow, very gentleman. Of course, only the best. First class for you now. She sits down and she scoots the chair in. She smiles, tucks herself in. He goes around the table, pulls his hair chair out. In this case, I would say, when we were funny, there'd be a whoopee cushion. But there's not in this case. So calm down now. But either way, he sits down. And he looks at her and says, wow, this is crazy. We're here. She's like, I know. So, am I cute to you? And he laughs, oh my God, don't even start. If anything, I'm sorry if I'm not what you think I am. She's like, are you kidding me? You're handsome and hot. And say, well, should we order so we can get the fuck out of here then? She says, yes, absolutely. And so they do. They eat their food quickly and go on their night and be. Now I know what most of you guys are like, what comes next? That's for next episode. It gets very intense. Ultimately, it's kind of like 50 Shades of Grey. Yeah, we're going to do 50 Shades of Black, baby. Because that's just me. Now, what do we talk about next? Let's talk about something intense. Let's talk about men and women and how they work. Now, men, women want you to take control, to take lead in the right context. And what does the right context mean? It means that you're going to lead by example, that you're going to follow through with what you say you're going to do, that you're going to take the time to show that love, to show that respect, to show that capacity to achieve more, not because you have to, but because you want to. And of course, if you and your family are decided that what you have is enough, then by all means. But what is enough? I don't know. That's up to you. And women, men, all they want is consistency, loyalty, and across the board, respect. My queen seems to understand this very well. By allowing a man to feel that respect, it enables him to take control of what it is that he needs to do to show that loyalty, that love to you. And if he doesn't feel that respect, then guess what's going to happen? He's going to find it somewhere else. Women, they work the same way. But my baby said something very intense the other day. Men will destroy themselves for their love, and women will destroy their love for happiness. Let's sit with that for a minute here. What do you want in life? Do you want to be loved? Or do you want to be happy? Because you can be both by yourself. You don't need anybody for that. But if you want somebody to enhance your life, to give you more, to bring something to the table, that's going to require you to do the same. And for men, they get their upbringing from the women in their life. The women in their life are what dictates what's going to be a good man. A good man is not raised by a man. Let's just be honest. And why do I say that? A man raised by a man, essentially what you don't like. Really ego-driven, but they're tough. When you are raising a boy as a woman, you get to show him the side of a woman that he needs to understand, so he can basically be able to understand women later. You know, when a man is raised just by a man, sometimes that information can't be disclosed. Not to imply that some men don't have the capacity to. I'm sure they do. Obviously I did. But it requires it to come from a woman in retrospect as a whole, that's what I'm saying, from the base. And so essentially, that's why it's marriable. Because a man just may lack understanding when it comes to the female dynamic. Or it may be simplified too much to the point where the female doesn't see it as a complex enough, furthermore emphasizing what I'm saying, basically. So in the end, it's imperative to have this mindset where you understand how this works, so you're able to, at least at face value when you raise your children, know who you're creating and what direction they're going to actually ultimately be. Because for me specifically, the moral compass is what I'm trying to say and maintain and keep, specifically with the dynamic that Helen and I are on the same page with. It's very traditional, but it's beautiful. It's perfect for her and I. Or is it just me? Interesting, right? 2:11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I just want to tell you, Mama, I love you so much. You are beautiful to me. Everything that you do is amazing. You're great. Just know that I have your back. I will never let you down. All I want to do is love you, protect your heart, and take care of you. I understand that things are very complex for both of us right now, and we're definitely both going through some shit. But like I said, just email me, baby, whenever you're down and ready. Let's make this legit. And no matter what, I'm going to be doing my thing, getting everything ready for us, ready for fall. I'll be physically, mentally, and spiritually ready for you. If you wanted me to come see you this summer, just let me know. Work something out, I promise you. Because I'm not here to disappoint you or ever let you down. End it with this, baby. Our process is going to be the 5 of Wands. But you fight, and I fight, because we work for what we want. We're relentless, and we do it till the end. That's how I feel about you, and I know that's how you feel about me. Our endgame, baby, is going to basically be the 10 of Cups, full capacity, living our best life, better than anyone can imagine or think of can be. I love you, Helena. You're my wife. You're my queen.